You how to update a couple of things, the inspiration gallery. So in the menu item pages, if you click on that in the sidebar, you'll see obviously the full list of pages on your website. To edit the inspiration gallery, we just hover over, click edit. We'll open up that page for editing. And as you can see, it'll open in the builder view. So what we've got here is a masonry media grid. So that will display all of your images. Hovering over, we just click on the little pencil icon to edit it. All of your images are here. Now to delete them, you just hover over and click on the cross to delete one. To add more, we click on the plus. So from here, pretty much same deal with uploading images. If we just go over to the upload tab, you can select the files off your computer. If you want to select ones already in your media library, you can do that too. We'll just wait for them to load. While I'm waiting for that to happen, these ones that are ticked are the ones that are already in the gallery. To manage that caption that you see on the page now, it's basically just over here, the title. So when you upload your images, it might have some weird file name title. So just delete that and replace it. So if we look on one of these other ones here, you can see it's got Baby Bear 1. That's obviously just what the file was named, but you might want to be, a little bit more descriptive, get rid of the 1. So just delete that. Bracelet. There we go. So that's been selected now too. You can select however many you want and you'll be able to see which ones are selected with the tick. So just make sure you go through and edit those. Okay, and when you're done, just click Add Images. It's going to take a little while for some reason. Just likes to stop and have a think. Okay, so that's done. So you can see the extra images that have been loaded there. So we just click Save Changes, update the page. And if I go to the inspiration gallery, you'll see those extra ones are there. Okay, so now to update the frequently asked questions. Back into pages. We'll hover over FAQ, edit that page. So this is an accordion style builder. So as you will have seen, when somebody clicks on the question, the answer pops down. So they're each in sections. So if you wanted to edit what is hand stamping all about, we would just, the whole section is the yellow bit here, that's where you would edit the question, so the title. So if you want to change that, and then in here, the text block, which is the main information, the answer to the question, we'll hover over that pencil and click on that again. And here you can just use the text editor to edit any of that information. So you click on any of them, you'll see them drop down for editing. To add one, you just add section and then you'll see there that one is called section, which needs to be clicked on and renamed. And then to add your information in there like the other one, click on the plus. And these are all of the possible widgets that you can add in there, but we just need a text block. So simple text block here. and that'll pop up with dummy text, and you can type whatever you want. Save changes, and then once you're finished making changes or adding new sections, you just click the blue button up here, update, and that will update on the live site. So I won't do that obviously because you don't want that extra weird section in there. So that's pretty much it. I will just show you the global add-on section that you requested. Can be a little bit complicated, but I'll just run you through it anyway. So if you hover over products and go to TM Global Extra Product Options, that is where we manage all of those add-ons. Okay, so at the moment there is quite a few, 24 product options that I've created for you. Some aren't currently being used, especially since we're doing the BYO range a bit differently now. So there's a few there that aren't being used, but you never know, you may need them later. So I've just left them there. So to edit any of these, we just again hover over, click edit. And these are all of the options that make up, for example, the extra charms for the long and lean necklace and bangles. So it hasn't got the bead style charm, so that's the only difference to the other charms option. So the main option up here is the actual charm design. So firstly they need to pick which charm they want. So the general options down here. There are quite a few settings that make up like how it's displayed and everything. So if you do need to make new ones, either do get me to do it if you're not comfortable doing it, or duplicate. So when you're hovering over a product option and you to go into it to edit, you'll see edit, and you'll also see duplicate or clone this option. So if you find one that is the closest possible like setup to what you're wanting, probably clone that one, and then you can edit you know, the options and everything like that. It's a bit easier because I've done things like set the responsive values, which means like how many options are displayed depending on the screen width and things like that. So obviously when you're displaying it on a desktop PC, you can have quite a few on the screen, so I've set it to 5, but as you get down to mobile sizes and everything like that, you probably don't want 5 across the screen because they'll be a bit squished and they won't be able to see the pictures very well. So I've yeah, reduced it depending on what size screen is being viewed. So they're the sort of options that you need to tweak when you're creating one of these. But as you can see here, the main option is the design of the charm. So we've got all of the styles here, prices here, and these are the images. So so when you upload an image, what I have done is because when I originally did it, I was finding that when I was testing it, there wasn't really, I wanted it to be very obvious what image had been selected. So I was just putting the same image in for like the thumbnail, and then the thumbnail when an item is actually clicked on. But what I've gone and done, just to make it really obvious, I've actually in Photoshop created all of those images with an overlay of a tick, so that they can see, okay, I've clicked that option, there's a tick on it, that's very obvious. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted them to be able to look at the page, see, oh yep, that's all been selected, that's right. Okay, so that's another thing. If you do end up having another set of product options, that will need that overlay to the image. So I'm not sure if you want me to do that for you. I can provide a Photoshop file if you're comfortable using that. Yeah, so that's just the other thing there. So the first column is your before photo, which is before anything is selected, and then once they click on that, there's that overlay picture in the next column. If you hover over any of these, it'll give you a description of what it is. Choose the image to use in place of the checkbox. Choose the image to use in place of the checkbox when it is checked. Alright, so that's your main option there. Then everything else down here is displayed based on conditional logic. So it's displayed based on what has already been selected. So we've got all of the color options here. So if in the first box where they decide on what charm they want, if they were to select that they wanted the cross charm, then the cross charm option for color would drop down. So it's pretty much the same as the other one. It's just got your gold, silver, rose gold. And if we go over to conditional logic, you can see that has been set. That this will display if cross charm slide is checked. And it's the same for all of the other ones. They've just changed so that if feather is checked, key is checked, that sort of thing. So all of the product options are a variation of this sort of setup, all using conditional logic, depending on what options have been selected. I mean, have a go if you need to build one. If you find yourself needing to build another one, by all means, have a go first before you come to me if you want, because ideally, obviously, I'm sure you want to be able to manage everything on the website yourself. So have a go and just know that I'm here to help if need be. Go back to the list of options. So they're all there. I mean, if pretty much the way it is in the back end, I'm sure you can work out is reflected in the front end. So if you have a look at any of these options, you go into them. If you just want to change some wording or whatever, I'm sure that you'll be able to find within those options where to do that. So I'll leave it at that for now. So this morning I have fixed the shop pages. As I showed you yesterday, you build your own necklace, build your own leather wrap, bracelet, build your own triple or nothing. So they've been fixed so that once they select the main product, so the necklace, the wrap or the bracelet, and once it's added to cart, they automatically come back to that page and scroll down the page to the pendants so that they can start adding those. So that's been done. I've just made a few more adjustments to the product options that you requested, adding the font style and lettering style to the extra pendants, removing that checkbox to leave it blank and instead making those fields required and adding into the text if they do want it blank just to write so. Just go through the list that you sent me, make sure I've got everything else. Okay, so I fixed the spelling error. Pretty much, yeah, everything that you sent me in that list the other night, I've gone through and resolved all of those issues. The spoon, the baby spoon. Go to gifts. Okay, so what I've done is I've used a standard WooCommerce variation to manage the stock levels. So this one here for the colour for the baby spoons, that isn't actually managed anymore by those extra product options, the global TM extra global options. So it was previously it was managed there, but it's not anymore because I need it to be managed through WooCommerce so that we can keep track of inventory. So I've changed that on that specific product so that inventory will be tracked. As you can see down here, there's 8 in stock of the pink. They still select all of their other options. And I have also set a redirect for this particular product so that instead of going to the cart after adding it, it does come back to this page in case they wanted to add an additional spoon. I'm not sure if you do want to limit it to 4 per customer, that's fine. Do let me know, and I'll figure out a way to do that for you. Just generally, I don't suppose you would, because I mean, if they want to buy 10 spoons, awesome. But if you do for whatever reason, then that's fine. I'll do that for you. I think that's pretty much it. I go through, yep. Everything else has been resolved or fixed up. So hopefully you're ready to launch and start making money. Okay. Thanks so much, Kelly. You've been wonderful. Real pleasure to work with. And you know where I am if you've got any more questions. Okay, chat soon.